first time I used it.
Wow.
The Foxborough's Conservation Commission meeting at December 9th, 2024 at the Gala Meeting Room, Town Hall. And this meeting will be broadcast live and recorded by Foxboro Cable Access. With that, I'll open the meeting. First order of business, I'd like to introduce our agent. We have an agent. I don't have to work so hard any longer. So Nadia, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Nadia. I'm the new conservation
Use the
agent.
mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nadia. I'm the new conservation agent. Happy to be here. And yeah, just a couple words.
Okay. And do we have any public comments at this time? Mr. Lally, you want to come up? Just for the record, you're not on the agenda, so we can listen to you,
Right.
but we cannot make any decisions because
Such is life.
open meeting law.
Last time, why she didn't.
Yeah, I don't want to violate the open meeting law. So
Okay.
sit
First of all,
down.
welcome to the new agent. It's good to have one.
Thank you.
My name is Joe Lally. I live at
Or
61.
sit down and
Sit down, okay.
relax and.
Yeah, relax, have and relax. My name is Joe Lally. I live at 61 Granite Street in Foxborough. And I came before you last spring with a problem of beavers in the conservation area, blocking up the spillways and causing tremendous flooding in my backyard. The month of November was reasonably dry. We had very little rain. And I cleaned out the spillways, and those little rascals are right back. And with the first rainstorm, half of my backyard was flooded. I'm glad we have a new agent. I'm glad to drop it with the first problem. There's a lot of things can be done. I have no idea what you people would like to do about it. When I talked last time, the acting conservation agent was going to come by, never came by, and that's beside, whatever.
Okay. Well, Nadia has a task to attend to. We'll get you on the schedule. Today was the first day. Give her a few days to get her feet wet.
Sure.
Damp.
I'll see you tomorrow.
But leave you. Does Diana have your phone number?
I believe so.
Yeah, he works at the Lane property, so I have all his contact info.
Okay. All right. So our new agent will get in contact with you, and we'll
Thank you
go
very
from
much.
there. Thank
Best
you
of
very
luck,
much.
kiddo.
Thank you.
What's that?
Right.
Oh. Yeah. It's 7:05 p.m. We have a public meeting.
Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, Wetlands Protection Act, and Foxborough's Wetland Protection Bylaw, Chapter 267, the Conservation Commission will open a public hearing on Monday, December 9th, 2024 at 7:05 p.m. in the Gala Meeting Room, Foxborough Town Hall, 40 South Street, or via Zoom on a notice of intent filed by Scott and Megan Oliveria for a proposed addition with a deck to an existing single-family home at 17 Moore Street. Assessors map 96, parcel 20. Portions of the proposed work lie within 100 feet of a resource area. The application is available for public inspection in the Conservation Office at Town Hall. This notice can also be found on the Massachusetts Newspaper Publishers Association website.
Thank you.
Good evening, Craig Siganowski of Rim Engineering, as well as Scott and Megan Oliveira, the homeowners. So this existing house was built in the 60s, and they're looking to put an addition on, as shown. It's a single two-story addition, correct? Two-story addition, but it's just a house, room addition, not a garage, so the driveway will stay as it is. We have a wetland system on the westerly side of the property, or I said, sorry, southerly side, the left end of this, you look at the plan, is probably an isolated land subject to flooding, but the majority of the wetlands is contained on the neighboring lot, so we didn't flag the entire thing, but it's well over the quarter acre. And then there's limited bordering vegetated wetlands on the northerly end of their property, which is within the woodland. So they're trying to put a house addition on the left end of their house, which would be about 24 by 32 feet. And we are also including a dry well for the roof water recharge. The closest we're coming to the wetlands is with the dry well at 83 feet, and then there's a deck proposed behind the house addition, which would be about 83.7 feet. All the work is within the lawn area. There are no trees to come down. We do show the sediment controls on the plan and some minor grading just to make once they put the addition in, to level out the land around the foundation.
Okay. This came in as a determination, and at that time, I had gone out and checked the flags as well as I could, but I'm not the expert, so they did look reasonable. But one question on the playset area, is that going to remain, you have limit of existing lawn, is that going to be an additional area close to the wetlands?
Are you intending to keep the play area?
Well,
Well, they do have the 3 children that you see here with us.
They grow up a bit quickly.
it'll be down at some point in the next year or two.
Yeah, it'll be down.
Okay.
The only reason why we asked that question is that part of it is in the no-touch disturb zone, and usually we request, if it could be moved, especially if there's fencing or anything like that, out of that zone, we'd appreciate that. That way the vegetation will be more for the buffer. I do have a question now. You say on the stockpile area, being it's next to the street and near the catch basin. Now, you're going to put what type of sediment siltation controls around the catch basin?
Well, it normally would be the sack insert, but if you prefer hay bales, you could do that.
Now, we usually stay away from hay bales.
Yeah.
If you put the insert, are you going to be, who's going to be monitoring it to clean it out and that? Because it
The contractor that's involved will be,
be pumping it out if it gets filled up?
right.
Okay. Now, around the stockpile area, you also mentioned sediment controls to be placed, but you didn't say what. And is this going to be
Well,
going
if-
on all this winter into spring?
They're not going to start until March.
Mid-March, they would
Yeah,
dig
so-
in mid-March.
Right.
So you're into the rainy season then?
Well, if soil is stockpiled on the site, it could be, we're not doing any filling, so whatever they dig out of the foundation should just be removed the same day. We're not intending to do grading around the yard other than removal of the existing lawn area, the loam and seed. That would be spread back over the area once they're done. That could be stockpiled further away from the catch basin to the right side of their property where it's still lawn.
No, I'm
And
just
then
asking,
the sediment controls along the bottom would be either a silt fence or the silt sock.
okay, if you use silt fence, it has to be dug in.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. And the contractor needs to know that. Otherwise, that might be more effective being so flat there. And the power won't be frozen, so when it rains, it's going to absorb some of it.
Right.
Oh,
Any comment? Oh,
silt sock that you mentioned around the outside is going to be filled with mulch or what?
Well, I call for mulch-filled sediment controls.
You do?
Above the title work, there's a detail.
Okay.
Nadia, Nadia, any comments, questions?
Oh, sorry. I guess my only question would be, you talked about how often the contractor will be pumping it, and is that a yearly thing, or how long will the maintenance be, or how often?
What are you talking about? In the catch basin, it's just
Yep.
when the siltation fills up, that they would just clean it out when there's visual, if it's needed,
Okay.
as often as it's needed. But again, if you'd prefer the stockpile to be moved to the other side on the property, that could be done. So again, there's no intention to stockpile soil on the site.
think it's in a good spot. I mean, it's going to be taken from the site. It's right on the road, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get the idea, the issue with the catch basin, but you're going to, have sediment control around that to make sure that there's no sediment getting into the catch basin, so.
Yeah,
Right.
this is one of the comments
Yeah.
on
Right.
the soil.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think it's in a good spot. I don't have any issues.
Tanya? Anything else, David?
No, I
Okay.
like it. I mean, he's explained it, and it's in detail, and it shows on the plan, and the information submitted.
Right. Thank you very much.
Just to keep in mind, our auto conditions usually have a notification once the erosion controls are installed. They have to contact the office
Correct.
to get them inspected.
Right.
So, somebody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to close the hearing?
Second the motion?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Order of conditions go out.
You can endorse it, and then Nadia will work with John on standard conditions and such, and have it issued,
Make a motion to issue a order of conditions,
standard conditions.
standard conditions for the project at 212 North Street. Sorry, this is not, this is an
17
older one,
North.
sorry.
17.
For 17 Moore Street, NOI DP number 157649.
I'll second the motion?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Thank
you.
you very much.
Yeah, that's what was emailed.
That was the old, that was from 2 weeks ago. Can't get over North Street. Such a big project. Eisenhower, where's my Eisenhower?
Have you gone by that North Street site,
What, Duncan?
McDonald's?
I haven't been over there since they,
I don't know if they started.
I don't think they've started, no.
Good time. Mine just ran out, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You got that, right? You're holding up the paperwork there.
Just ran out of ink.
Oh,
I brought an extra pen.
I'll take that.
We need to go down to Watson Farms. See how they're doing on those lots that are frozen.
you just stick it up.
Yeah, I'll put it with
Lot
the
of
other pile.
area
Want to give it back
was
to her?
that.
Okay.
She right now?
Those
All right.
soil loans.
7:10 PM.
Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, Wetlands Protection Act, and Foxborough's Wetland Protection Bylaw, Chapter 267, the Conservation Commission will open a public hearing on Monday, December 9th at 2024 at 7:10 PM in the Gala Meeting Room, Foxborough Town Hall, 40 South Street, or via Zoom, on a notice of intent filed by FedCap, Inc. for clearing associated with site preparation of the lot at 1 Eisenhower Lane, Lot 4, Assessors Map 35, Parcel 6 and 7. Portions of the proposed work lie within 100 feet of a resource area. The application is available for public inspection in the Conservation Office at Town Hall. This notice can also be found on the Massachusetts Newspaper Publishers Association website.
Thank you. Mr. Gray.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the board. For the record, my name is Cameron Gray. I'm here to discuss a notice of intent for our project at 1 Eisenhower Lane. So if I could share my screen, I'll put up the plan, the septic plan that everyone has. I also have additional copies if anyone needs one.
You got yours. Okay, you got the biggie. All right, that's good.
So 1 Eisenhower Lane is a parcel of land located within the residential subdivision off of Ridge Road and listed as Lot 4 on the definitive plan. So the lot is located on the to the southeast of the intersection with Ridge Road and Eisenhower Lane. The lot is currently partially developed due to the construction of the roadway. The remainder of the lot is wooded. There are wetlands bordering the Neponset Reservoir located in the eastern portion of the property. So you can see it down in the corner here. So the wetland resource area, as well as the subdivision roadway and infrastructure, were previously reviewed and approved by the commission. The proposed project will involve the construction of a 4-bedroom, single-family home, along with the associated driveway, septic system, and grading. All that work will be taking place out of the 100-foot buffer zone. So the first red line is my 150-foot septic system setback line. The next one is the 100-foot buffer zone. So you can see my house, as well as the septic system and driveway, are well outside of the buffer zone. And the grading is right up to the 100-foot buffer zone. So all that work, again, will be taking place out of the 100-foot buffer zone, but the clearing at the rear of the lot will take place within the buffer zone. So we anticipate about 7,500 square feet of buffer zone will be altered. It'll take place about 27 feet from the wetlands at its closest point. So there's no impervious area proposed within the buffer zone. There's no work proposed within the 25-foot no disturbance zone, aside from a 5-foot gravel path that we show to service the proposed dock in the Neponset Reservoir. Erosion control for this project will consist of a 12-inch silt sock with an orange construction fence installed along the limit of work, and this will ensure that no work takes place beyond that.
Out of a straight line, I know part of it you've got a narrow area to work with, but I don't want to see water gushing down.
Yeah, so we can be flexible with the location of the path. I just kind of tried to show it so that way the grades aren't too steep going down there, but realistically, we could go out and kind of mark out a path just so that way it's a path of least resistance and we're not doing more work than we need to be doing.
That's my only comment on it. Anybody else have any questions, comments? Oh, John had a note on that, I think.
No, DEP had a comment when they, did you see that, when they issued the numbers?
Yeah, I think it was just regarding the dock, that no work will take place within the wetland.
Oh, and
John had a
are you,
comment about the storage.
where are you going to
needed.
store the dock in the off-season? Or is it going to be in the water full-time?
I was kind of discussing that today. So I think it would probably just honestly remain in the water full-time as opposed to trying to pull it out and get it out of, I think John said he would have liked to see it go up past the 25-foot no disturb.
Yeah.
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 If you're going to store it, yeah, be above the 25.
Okay, so I think we would probably like to just keep it in the water full-time then.
So that means
What kind of construction is the dock going to?
So I show it as one of the floating docks, so it'll just consist of a wood or composite decking. It'll be on the flotation devices.
What flotation? Because right now there's some styrofoam floating around from an old dock that's creating a problem. So I don't want another styrofoam flotation device there.
Okay, so I'd spec permafloats. So I always do permafloats or equivalent, but if you want to stay away from the styrofoam, I could look into that and make sure we're not proposing anything like that.
So two things. Being that you're going to the no disturb zone and then into the water, there's no cross sections of how it's going to be built, what is being built of. You mentioned, I think, getting to the raft materials, but you have nothing on the plan showing what it is.
No. Yeah, so I could add a detail to the plan specifying with the Conservation Commission's discretion, a dock that you guys would like to see out there. And then as for the pathway, I just have a 5-foot crushed stone path that would be stepped down with utilizing like tree trunks and materials like that.
Yeah, I know you mentioned about water bars being, at least 2 water bars being placed in there, but you don't have a cross section of that construction that's, once you get into the no disturb zone, and then into the water.
Yeah,
We ask if anybody that's going to do that, to have it on a plan so we know what is actually being installed.
okay.
And if they're going to leave it out there, they're going to probably use pilings to let the float go up and down versus the water levels and the ice, right?
I'm not 100% certain on that.
Okay, there are some docks in the reservoir that have the pilings. In fact, the place that the lady just sold the house, their dock, about this size, had pilings in there where it just goes up and down.
Okay,
So if that's going to be used, we would like to see it here, because now you're in the water to be permitted.
okay, understood.
Okay, all right.
So, Bob, are we comfortable with the removal of all those trees in the buffer zone? And, any impacts on the adjacent area, even though this is facing easterly? But the sun will be bearing down on that hillside towards the no disturb zone on the edge of the waterway.
Well, how many?
How many trees are in there? Are they gonna come down? This area?
I just have a wood line out there, so we haven't gone out and located specific trees.
Well, when you redesign the path going down, can you have it going around the trees rather than just put in a straight path down through?
So what we can do, Mr. Chairman, is we can meet with the agent out there. Mr. Eisenhower already talked to John about this before we even filed this, and he said that what he can do with John at the time, or Nadia now, is go out there and mark the actual trees that will come down.
Okay.
So
would be
that was something that Mike had already discussed with John, and we can do that as well, instead of clear cutting, which is not the intent, to go in there. And then at the same time, Mike and Kim and Nadia can also lay out the path. That would be the path of least resistance, which is what they want to do anyways.
Okay. Greatest resistance for water.
I'm sorry?
Greatest, not least,
Right,
for water flow.
right.
So, yeah. So that would, Nadia, are you happy with that? Going out and
Yeah.
redesigning the walkway?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd love to see where it's going to be built and be able to see the area first. I was also gonna have a question because you mentioned about the wood material being built for the deck. So have you figured out what specific wood is going to be used, or is that still in the works?
No, so I don't have a full detail of the dock, so
Okay.
I'm up to planning with you guys.
Okay.
I'm willing to go out with Nadia, and if anybody else, just to have at least a couple of commission members look at this place and follow up what Bill said
Yeah.
with the contractor.
How far along is that? Are you going to do the path this year, or is it going to be in the spring?
No, we're not going to do the path this year.
Okay. So we got time to look at that. Okay. No need to rush out in the,
But if we're going to issue order conditions, we need a plan that's
Yep.
updated, and we
Yep.
should do a site
We'll-
visit with,
we can issue order of conditions subject to approval of revised plans. So,
feels like Christmas.
Submittal of revised plan.
If you want to wait, Mr. Bodie, we have no problem with waiting until pushing it off, because, as Cam went through it, 99% of our work is outside the buffer zone.
yeah.
So it's not going to hold up the project. So if it makes you feel better, it's up to you. You want to issue the order tonight, love it. But if you want to wait until we revise the plan with Nadia, that's fine too.
Okay. Well, our next meeting isn't until January 13th, so Want to do
You want to
that?
continue, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. Any other?
Is he required to provide something in writing?
No, you can do a verbal,
You can do it verbally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what in verbal?
a request for a continuance to the
continuance.
following meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
We've
just
said yes
make a
and you've
motion
said
to
yes,
continue
so-
to the next meeting.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to sign anything.
No.
No.
so somebody
ZBA,
want to make a
different-
motion to
different people.
continue until January 13th?
Make a motion to continue the public hearing to January 13th.
Did I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And since we won't see you until next year, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, you too.
Let's see what else is. Okay,
Bill, can we set something up to do a site walk and show her this particular area?
want to do it now? You do it now or?
Friday? It's up to you. Okay.
I'm free.
Does anybody else want to go?
I'd like to,
if
but I
it,
can't.
yeah, if you put a time that I can make it, and, yeah,
What day? Friday?
Friday.
What time?
what, this coming Friday?
Yeah,
Nope.
Can't do it Friday.
Can't do it.
okay.
Comes out Thursday, Friday.
Monday next week?
Monday afternoon on the 16th. I'm busy 8 to 12, but that,
I'm fine.
I work.
you work, okay.
What is that? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that
Leave it
out.
to you guys.
I think
I
we
can't
only
do
need
that
two of
time.
us. We just need two of
Yeah.
us.
You guys
Okay.
gotta come.
I'd like to
This
go
is pretty
see it. I went
simple.
out with Jane in the very beginning to that site.
Yeah.
When we first looked at the flags.
All right, Monday afternoon
16th?
on the 16th,
That works for me.
what time?
I'm open all day, so whichever easiest for everyone.
When, about 3 o'clock.
Gets dark early.
Well, yeah, it's starting to get, well, never mind. 3 o'clock is good enough for,
3 o'clock?
yeah.
Just don't want you stumbling around in the dark out there.
We'll have to walk fast maybe, but we can do it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Okay. Our clerk isn't here, so no minutes.
No.
How's our bylaw committee? Have we had a meeting?
But we're gonna have one before the end of the year.
Okay, all right. And Rich isn't here with us.
Rich and, yeah, Rebecca are
Okay.
here, so.
All right.
Skip docs.
Do you have anything you would like to bring up, Nadia, or you're all set? No. Anybody else have anything?
I just have 130 Moore Street, that is, they had a violation there a few years ago, remember? Then Dooley bought it, now Dooley's selling it. So
Okay.
they've been doing environmental study on it. We keep getting information requests. So,
Well, that's the one that has a dam on it, and then the water goes behind that lot.
yeah.
On
So
our
they're-
land,
So they're
so.
going to sell that lot again. There was an issue last week with people hunting on the Hersey Farm property within 500 feet. They had a tree stand up within 500 feet of wherever the closest residence is, so the police went in and took it down. And as a result of that, Chief Grace said he had no information about conservation hunting lands and requested it be put on the website. I know Jane had never wanted it on the website, but he says in our modern technical age, people find it anyway, or they'll make up their own, so it has been put on the website, the places where people can go hunting and all the rules. They still have to come to the office because part of the rules of hunting is they have to notify the town that they will be in town hunting, so they'll still come to the town and show me their hunting license, but all the rules and regulations and the areas are going to be on the website now.
Can you get that up, or do you?
Mara was doing it in admin, so
Okay.
I don't know if it's on the main, I haven't looked, so I don't know if it's on the main page of the website. Usually she puts like little banners of things that would lead to conservation.
Okay.
But it's going to be, the police chief wants it on there.
And do you know the areas that are available for hunting?
Yeah, there's a little packet, usually when they would come and bring in and show me their hunting license, I would give them a little packet. Ryan Norton had made little maps.
Okay.
And it said the areas you can go hunting and the areas you can't go hunting, which Hersey Farm is listed as you can't go hunting, but Ed Lawton was in the other day, he said he didn't mind. And the guy from the environmental police said when it was bought in the 80s, it should have been listed whether or not it could be used for hunting, but there isn't anything. It says it's supposed to be used for agriculture and passive recreation, which I don't think hunting is a passive recreation. So therefore, I guess it would be prohibited.
Yes, yeah, I would think so. So,
But maybe they had other places to hunt back in the 80s and they didn't worry about going in a field. I don't know.
Most likely.
all right.
Oh,
Anything
one
else?
one comment. I think it's 61 Granite Street, he said, the one with the beavers.
Yes.
Does anyone want to do that site visit within the next month or so, or should we wait for the next?
I know the whole thing.
He knows it.
Okay.
Rich and I did the
Dave knows.
site visit twice and talked with him.
Yep.
Also talked to the adjacent neighbor.
Okay.
And they showed us a path that went around to where there's an old dam site. That used to be a cranberry bog.
Okay.
So there was one site there, and then the other site goes underneath the gentleman's house in his backyard. Is a spillway. They used to control the level of the cranberry bog. It was an active cranberry bog there.
Okay.
So, yep, that's no problem.
Okay.
I'm available Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Could you do like morning on Friday? Could you do the morning on Friday?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, we're only here on half days on Friday, so we get out
Yeah.
at 12:30.
Yeah, we're gonna do it in the morning then.
Okay.
Needs about an hour to get you familiar with what the situation is.
Okay.
But he's gonna be looking for answers. Okay, so I'll explain to you that the Conservation Commission and the Board of Health are involved when it comes to beavers.
Yeah.
And the rules are posted online. The Fish and Game, they explain it. Board of Health usually has to determine if it's a public hazard first. Then the question is, how do you, technically you can't remove the beavers, but if you do, you gotta have a license
Right.
trap. And then who pays for it?
Yep. And then has the Board of Health seen? No. Okay.
Nothing's been formally started.
Okay.
We just initially talked about it twice, and there are devices you can put in, but beavers are pretty smart,
Yeah.
so they know how to get around them.
So should we try to meet with the Board of Health to go, if they haven't seen the site?
You should
Or-
first get familiar with the site,
Okay.
and if Rich is available, I'll call him to see if you can make it at
Okay.
the same time.
Okay.
So you want to pick a time?
Anytime.
10?
Sure.
Good. I'll call him. Hopefully it's not pouring raining.
I think it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is.
I think Wednesday's raining. I think.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
think
gonna
that's the
pour.
only. Yeah.
Cold, but sunny.
You'll see his backyard flooded after the rain Wednesday.
Bring my rain boots.
You're gonna need, well, you don't really need the boots along the whole path and going around the back. It's pretty dry.
Okay.
So it's just his backyard, and then, you know who that path comes up? Splain's house.
Oh,
Oh, splendid.
Yeah, the brook goes right along the side between his and the gentleman
okay.
next door.
Oh.
And, it does a circular thing,
Oh,
so.
all right. Interesting.
Bob, you asked about the hunting areas. It is online now. So it's the Canoe River Wilderness Area, except for Norfolk County land off East Street, Harold Clark Town Forest, abuts State Forest, which also allows hunting, Murray's Brook, and Rumford River Greenbelt. No discharge of a firearm within 500 feet of a dwelling, 150 feet of a hard surface roadway, or 100 feet of a conservation trail.
Very good.
And it's not
Thank you.
allowed on Sundays.
All right.
What'd you say about Sundays?
There's no hunting allowed
No
on
hunting on
Sundays.
Sundays.
Didn't know that.
And the blue law.
Yeah.
Puritan?
The Rumford
Blue
River
law, I
Greenbelt
guess.
is-
My orange on then.
But I
The Rumford
wouldn't trust
River
something myself.
narrow in a couple
Sounds
places,
like I
and then
hear
it widens right out because of the houses.
So our
all
next
along.
meeting isn't until January, so you're off for the rest of the year.
All right. Well, everyone have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Same to you.
You too.
Somebody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to close the meeting.
Do I hear a second?
I second the motion.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Thank you, Mr. Beck.